Hi everyone, it's me, and today it is time for Poppy. I'm not Poppy.
I'm Matt Pat. 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 I'm Matt Pat.
Hello Internet, welcome to Film Theory.
Hello Internet, welcome to Film Theory. Hi.
Where first and foremost, shout out to Isabella Taylor from the Notification Squad. Thank you so much for ringing the bell and officially being the first on the Golden Globes video. Now, even though this is technically a film theory, every once in a while I'll dip into the wild and weird stuff that you see on YouTube. Salad fingers, don't hug me, I'm scared. And today we welcome another member into the hallowed halls of weird YouTube channels that will haunt your dreams. But instead of me saying anything, I'll just let her introduce herself. She's quite good at it.
I'm Poppy. I'm Poppy. 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 I'm Poppy. Poppy.
All right, enough, we get it. Point taken. In case you haven't seen this channel around on either Poods or Fine Bros, let me introduce you to
Poppy.
an aspiring singer who has both a Vivo channel for her original songs and a personal channel where she posts frequent short videos of herself. And you might think that this sounds perfectly straightforward and wonder why this would ever merit a film theory instead of, say, I don't know, a third part of Doctor Who. Well, it's because the
Still waiting for it. Still waiting for it.
content of the videos on her personal channel are a bit more than what they appear. Sure, she might inflate and deflate a rabbit toy over and over again, or cryptically talk about what time it is, or just read the Bible straight from the beginning for a solid 49 minutes. And at first glance, you might be thinking that Poppy's videos are just random for the sake of being random. There are plenty of other channels on YouTube guilty of exactly that. But Poppy's aren't. I've gone through every one of that Poppy's videos, and there are a bunch of them, as well as all her social feeds and websites, and there is definitely a much more sinister narrative
Help! Poppy is trapped inside this box on the internet. Free Poppy today by signing up.
going on here. Poppy and the other people behind these videos, most notably their director named Titanic Sinclair, yes, you heard me right, his name is Titanic Sinclair, like the boat, and the author of the most famous muckraking novel of all time, The Jungle, Upton Sinclair, are using these videos to comment on what it takes to be a pop star in the modern age. And I don't mean struggling your way through the ranks from humble beginnings. I mean being churned out by a cold corporate machine and selling your soul to the Illuminati. You heard that right! Poppy equals Illuminati confirmed.
Okay. MadPat, are you alright? Are you high or something?
Now that might sound like a far-fetched conclusion to draw, but the evidence is there. So strap in, everybody, because the road to hell is paved in pastel pinks, has a really catchy reggae beat, and occurs in 4 quick phases. Phase number 1, innocent but sexual. One of the first things you'll notice about Poppy is that she appears very young. But how old is she really? Is she around 16, or maybe she's just a young-looking 20-something? It's hard to tell, and the people behind the channel are certainly interested in keeping her age a secret. As Poppy said in an interview with Racked.com, quote, I don't want people to talk about how old I am. I want to talk about what I'm making. Either way, the clues to Poppy's youth are everywhere in her early videos. Her very first video shows her eating cotton candy. In another, she's playing He Loves Me Not with a flower. Yet another shows her hula hooping, and the name of her first extended play is called Bubble Bath. These choices are clearly no accident, because when asked in an interview to describe her style in 3 words, Poppy states,
Barbie, kawaii, child.
Barbie explains the pink clothes and blonde hair, and kawaii, the Japanese concept of cuteness, exemplified by things like Hello Kitty, is also pretty obvious. One look at her music video for Money and you see that Japanese aesthetic everywhere. But child is the important one, because it connects her to so many young blonde pop stars that we've seen over the past 20 years. For comparison, consider Britney Spears. We're all probably somewhat familiar with 21st century Britney, the one who wore a snake to the VMAs, made out with Madonna, and shaved her head, but I'm sure that those of you who can't tell a Gen X pen from an RCL Beauty can also remember late 90s Britney as well when she first hit the scene.
Okay, so case and points. Yeah, free Britney. I think she's an awesome individual.
The video for her first major hit, Baby One More Time, Spears' teenageness is on blatant display through her Catholic schoolgirl outfit, which of course comes with plenty of sexualization on its own. I mean, I've been invited to Catholic school dances before, and I have seen some pretty wild things at them, but those moves that Britney's doing aren't leaving any room for Jesus. You know, in those early days, she was an undeniable sex symbol, but in interviews would outright deny it, telling Esquire in 2003 that, quote, "Look, if you want me to be some kind of sex thing, that's not me." Are you sure, Britney? Because she said this to a magazine that ran pictures like this of her next to the very same interview. Yeah, because all the innocent girls I know are doing photo shoots topless, pulling down their panties and covering up their private parts with giant strands of pearls. What did you think those pictures were for? It's not sexual, it's just artwork. Dear Britney, when the lyrics to your big song outright say, "I'm not that innocent," forgive people for being a little skeptical when you say that you are so innocent. That is all I'm saying. But back to 2017. It's hard to deny that.
Yep, let's keep this family friendly, let's keep this wholesome. Thank you so much.
That Poppy is drawing some parallels here. Just compare this still of Poppy from the video where she introduces herself to the cover of Britney Spears' first album. Poppy also expresses the same kind of aversion to sexuality as early era Britney did, albeit in subtler ways. Take a moment from the video for Poppy's biggest single, Low Life. She's seated at a table with the devil, more on that one later, who peels a banana, puts it in his mouth, and doesn't start to eat it. That, sir, is a choking hazard, Mr. Satan. Didn't anyone ever tell you to chew your food? Sure, we don't see anything particularly graphic going on here, but Poppy's reaction tells us pretty much everything that we need to know. Sex is not a part of Poppy or her message, but the companies that manage, publicize, and basically create pop stars don't care what your message is. In the words of another pop star, Pink, and her song Don't Let Me Get Me, quote, "LA told me you'll be a pop star, all you have to change is everything you are." They want their stars to be sexually appealing because it gets them attention and helps them sell to adults while still staying innocuous enough that parents don't find them too harmful for the younger fans. And if they're able to pull off this balancing act, that leads them to phase 2.
It's really on the knife edge.
Dollar bills. Admittedly, this is the most self-explanatory of the phases, but it's one that the creators of the Poppy channel definitely want to acknowledge in their story. The first indication of money that we get is in the video, I Made $500, in which Poppy gleefully examines and counts a stack of 5 $100 bills she's received. How she earned that money isn't entirely clear, though perhaps it's the result of the video titled Tide Commercial, in which Poppy declares her love for Tide and talks about how much better her life is as a result of the detergent. But even more egregious than that is the song Money, which shamelessly promotes materialism with lyrics like, "Money can buy happiness, then why is it so fabulous?" We could draw parallels to pop music here, but it's pretty obvious. With fame comes money. But of course, with fame and
Nope. Please recognize that money is not everything. In this society, we treat money as important, but don't forget, money is not everything.
money, there comes some drawbacks, and that takes us to phase 3, losing control of your message. If there's one way to make your fan base turn on you, it's becoming a hashtag sellout. Once a celebrity gets hot, their list of responsibilities goes way beyond just making music. At one point, Lady Gaga considered quitting music altogether, citing that she was unhappy with a variety of things, but especially being used to make other people money, by doing things like selling fragrances or standing around taking pictures. When she stopped doing those things, she says, she remembered who she was, as though taking away everything behind the scenes restored her individuality.
Yes, and generally I respect that decision. 不忘初心 is very important.
Similarly, there are outside forces that try to control what Poppy has to say in a lot of her videos. In Low Life, the first music video I talked about earlier, we see men in suits and breathing masks and wheelchairs. The men behind the scenes pulling the strings and trying to get Poppy to sell out to the devil and his, banana. Poppy in this video is able to reject their control, as shown by her shoving them off stage. But fast forward to more recent videos, and this tide has started to change. In the video titled Shirt, Poppy is holding a t-shirt containing her lyric, "If money can't buy happiness, then why is it so fabulous?" Poppy looks off camera and asks,
What do you want me to say?
The answer we get is garbled and mechanical, But if you alter the pitch using audio manipulation tools, you get this. Just read what's on the shirt. At which point, Poppy reads the slogan. Later in the video, the voice tells Poppy to tell the people to buy the t-shirt, and she complies again. This represents a time recently after a pop star has become famous and is being pushed around to do and say and promote everything that other people want. In a more recent video called I'm Not Lying to You, we get another cryptic message from a skull that speaks to Poppy in reverse. Decoded, it says, but unlike before, this time Poppy doesn't follow instructions, claiming that
I used to be more honest, but now they won't let me.
in fact, Poppy makes a lot of references to an unseen but powerful they in many of her videos. So, who are they? Are they the businessmen who we saw on set with her? Well, yes, but it's also far more dangerous than that. And here's where things start to go off the rails. In Japan, we get the typical Poppy-esque statements like,
What is the difference between Hollywood and Japan?
and,
Will you come to Japan with me?
but towards the end of the video, the tone shifts, as Poppy urgently says to the camera,
Don't tell them I'm here. I need to escape. They don't want me to go.
and then the
Oh wow, it went dark.
video cuts out. It's not just that Poppy is unhappy with her music career, it's that she fears she's in danger. And that's because she's a product of Phase 4, the Illuminati. Yup, the same group that causes videos to have more likes than views and is single-handedly keeping Half-Life 3 off the market is also keeping Poppy under their collective thumb. Okay, so seriously, this may feel like it's coming out of left field, but let me explain. Those who believe in the Illuminati, which is, according to theories, an all-powerful secret society that controls politics and media, and also occasionally practices in the occult and brainwashing, believe that many of the most famous pop stars in history are members. Britney Spears, check. Christina Aguilera, check. Lady Gaga, check. Taylor Swift, check. Beyonce, check. Double check and triple check. So if Poppy is truly the tale of the modern female pop idol, then the Illuminati being involved actually makes a lot of sense. Well, how can you tell if someone's in the Illuminati? Those of you whose heads aren't wrapped in tinfoil might be wondering. And there are
Yeah, it's weird.
essentially two different qualifications. One, the person must be famous, rich, and or influential, and two, they use the Illuminati symbols, since, as this very scholarly-looking website puts it, the Illuminati loves taunting the profane, that's us normal, non-Illuminati people, by putting their symbols in plain sight for all to see. There are a lot of these symbols, but some of the most prominent include things like a single eye, also known as the all-seeing eye or the eye of providence, triangles or pyramids, skulls, and any other satanic images or symbols like the number 666. And you don't have to look very far to come across all of these in Poppy's videos. For a very prominent triangle symbol, look no further than Poppy's video entitled Membership Ring, which simply features a triangular ring and some dramatic music. Of course, the fact that it's even called a membership ring is pretty telling, as it would seem to indicate that Poppy's membership is in the Illuminati.
Or maybe you are thinking too much about it, so...
Or remember that video with the skull from earlier? Well, not only is Poppy talking to an Illuminati symbol, but that symbol is speaking to her. And there are tons of theories about satanic messages being hidden in famous songs that are revealed when they're played. So keep a listen for that in Poppy's next music track. Next, there are the eyes, and boy is the Illuminati watching in Poppy's videos. Some are obvious, like this still from Poppy's video for Money. Others are a bit more subtle, like a dress that she wore to the iHeartRadio Music Awards that's covered in eyeballs. Or this moment from one of her early videos in which she puts her eye behind a hole in a donut. And if you're still not convinced, here's the bombshell. If you go to Poppy's homepage, impoppy.com, and view the source code, just take a look at what comes up at the top of the page.
Wow! I mean, wow, it's very on the nose.
That, my friends, is the Eye of Providence with the subtitle Poppy Knows All. Just there, written into the code, not doing anything on the webpage, but hidden just beneath the surface for theorists like us to find. Damn you, Illuminati, taunting me with your imagery! I, as a lonely profaned, are so... I don't know, what feeling is this supposed to evoke in me? Jealous! Beleaguered! Feel so beleaguered. So obviously there's plenty of Illuminati imagery hidden throughout all of this, but that brings us to the occult symbols and references. Again, some are...
Okay, case and points, please do recognize that. It's actually quite weird.
obvious and some are less so. Of course, we've got the devil as the main character in Poppy's video for Low Life, but also throughout that video we see Poppy in a very specific pose, seated in a chair with one arm pointed up and the other arm pointed downward, her fingers in a very specific position. This is a clear reference to Baphomet, a demon allegedly worshipped by the Illuminati and various other secret societies that allows them to harness the powers of heaven and hell. Even the seemingly random products that Poppy quote-unquote endorses have a satanic connection. Poppy's most recent product video promotes both Doritos and Monster Energy drink. Doritos could be construed as Illuminati symbols here, both because they're triangular and because Poppy awkwardly holds one over her eye for a moment, again creating the Eye of Providence. As for Monster Energy drink, there are some who claim that the drink is a symbol for Satan, and we're not just talking about the taste. I'll be here all week. Actually, Monster Energy drink's alright. The logo for Monster is an M made up of 3 lines, which each bear a decent resemblance to the Hebrew letter Vav, or 6. Put the 3 together and bingo, the mark of the beast, Vav, 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 the monster, 666. Tell you what, I'm never looking at Monster Energy drink the same way again. But there's another element here that I haven't addressed. Poppy isn't just a cute singer under the thumb of the Illuminati.
Cute and adorable.
There's a lot of evidence in these videos pointing to Poppy being a computer program created by the Illuminati. The video Transmission shows Poppy's personality speaking through a computer, which in and of itself wouldn't mean a whole lot. But in videos like They Have Taken Control, it's like she's literally upgrading her software to have new lines and emotions.
Poppy loves you and will always love you.
Even the title of They Have Taken Control shows that Poppy's personality is no longer her own. Add to this the fact that, in real life, the girl who plays Poppy refers to Poppy in the third person like another person or personality. But
I mean, it's quite obvious, isn't it? Like, in front of camera, I can say that, hi everyone, I'm Humdrum Singaporeans, I'm just another Singaporeans. But in real life, I will not say that because they are my friends, they are people that I actually know about. This is my persona on camera, in front of this platform. I just want to spread this sort of message that be positive, make the world a better place.
What really gives it away is one of her latest videos, Some People. A video that prompted me to literally rewrite this whole episode's conclusion right before we finished editing it. Because in it, she makes her usual general statements about different types of people. There's tall people, there are short people, blah 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 blah. But it's the last statements of this video that confirm her as something not quite human. She says,
Some people have skin, and some people are made of plastic.
before turning to the camera and saying,
It feels so good to be a human being.
that turn to the camera tells us everything that we need to know. It's the director's way of signaling to the audience that Poppy isn't what she says she is. But another point of evidence supporting all of this is that if one Poppy steps out of line, it appears as though she gets replaced by another one. Consider the video titled Oh No, which features Poppy staring at the camera before a second identical Poppy appears and the first starts to bleed from her mouth. It's a continuation of 10 episodes earlier titled Am I Okay? A largely non-important episode in this series until the final frames, which shows her nose bleeding. It's as though Poppy is deteriorating, falling apart, and new Poppies are having to take her place. In fact, it's
Okay, so it's like bunshinu.
probably Poppy getting replaced that's caused the other characters in the series, a skeleton, a plant, and Charlotte the mannequin, to have this conversation.
Oh, she definitely changed.
See, I told you. Wait, what do you mean she didn't change?
And it's worth noting that this Illuminati programming doesn't just apply to the blonde girl that we know as Poppy, it applies to us too. In both Step 1 and Step 2, we're instructed to look into the computer as digital sound effects play in the background, and Poppy encourages us to keep going.
You're doing great.
It's as though by watching this video, we're the ones getting reprogrammed. We're the ones getting brainwashed. Because in the end, that's what Poppy's true purpose is here. She's not just some other young, aspiring pop singer. She's the embodiment of all the conspiracy theorists' fears online. Another pop star and media icon manufactured by the Illuminati to distract us with catchy songs and bland phrases, a means of keeping us normal folk in line.
Okay, let me just stop you there. MadPat, are you alright? I'm worried.
Distracted with consumerism, fashion, Monster Energy drink, Tide detergent, blissfully ignorant of the real things that matter. The Illuminati's continued dominance over world power. Now, am I arguing that Poppy and Titanic Sinclair believe in all these things? No, not at all. Poppy is a channel that wants to satirically portray elements of the life of a pop star, from the dehumanizing to the downright bizarre. And hey, if they get popular along the way from people like us and Reddit theorizing about them, well, that's a weird twist, isn't it? The music is pretty darn catchy. I've been finding myself watching more and more of Poppy every day, in fact. It's one of my favorite channels on YouTube. I tune in every single day to her videos. Every Poppy upload that I see in my
Wait, listen to that.
notification feed is one that I watch. Oh, sorry, I got distracted there for a second. In the meantime, remember, that's just a
Poppy.
up
Poppy. Poppy.
and
Poppy.
And in case you're wondering, no, don't worry, these videos aren't products of the Illuminati to keep you distracted from their continued dominance either. Why would you think something like that?
Subscribe. Watch more.
Subscribe, watch more, and the sound effect is a bit weird.
Subscribe. Watch more. Subscribe. Watch more. Subscribe. Watch more.
Okay, it's weird. Okay, it's genuinely very weird. So, yeah, thank you so much for watching this video together with me. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channel and comment down below if you feel anything of us. Don't forget to follow my channel, and I sincerely appreciate all of your support for my channel. Thank you so much. And I hope to see you in my next video. But hey, that's just a theory. A film theory. And cut. Thank you. And I hope to see you in my next video. Subscribe.